This informative speech is presented by Bryan Sully on January 2nd, 2010 for the Baton Rouge Community College under instructor Betty Clements. As a consumer and brewer of good beer, I'd like to tell you some of the problems with contaminants. Have you ever opened a bottle of beer and wrinkled your nose at the smell? There's little organisms called bacteria that can cause a lot of problems. Bacterial contamination during the brewing process can ruin your beer and all the hard work you put into it. I've been brewing beer for over 12 years now. I've brewed countless gallons of beer. Many have been done successfully. I've only had 2 batches come out bad. So who's the culprit of this offending odor that we get? Well, there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. Good bacteria have been used for making yogurt and cheese and sauerkraut for years. Bad bacteria can cause bad odors, hazing, and nasty flavors in your beer. So what are some of the signs that you have a bacterial contamination problem? Well, there'll be large quantities of sediment in the bottom of your bottles, or there could be a little crust of ring up the airlock. You might have excessive foaming and gushing when you uncap your bottle. And of course, there's always the obvious odd flavors and odors that come off the beer. So how did you get that bacteria? Where did it come from? Well, there's a good possibility it followed you home from the store. Buying raw ingredients that are not properly packaged can cause a problem. Grinding your grain in a dirty mill, or using unpasteurized syrups and honey can cause problems. The bacteria might be even in your own home. It could be lurking in the dirty and scratched up equipment that you have. Not handling your ingredients properly. It could even be in the air that we're breathing. Or quite simply, you didn't wash your hands before you started. In 2008, Marty Natural discussed the 3 basic steps for cleaning equipment and bottles. Step 1. Clean everything with hot, soapy water, including your hands. This will remove all the visible contaminants and some of the bacteria. Step 2. We want to sanitize everything we use. This will eliminate a lot of the unseen contaminants and most of the bacteria. Some of the common sanitizing agents we use is an ounce of iodine for 5 gallons of water. But this can cause some problems with staining of the plastic equipment, your hands, and clothing. You can use a cup of ammonia to 5 gallons of water. Don't really recommend this due to the odors and the potential chemical interactions that you're going to have in the brewing process. Most commonly we use Clorox bleach right there on the side of the bottle. 3/4 of a cup of Clorox per gallon of water is an excellent sanitizing agent. Step 3. You want to sterilize everything that you're going to use. Heat kills almost all bacteria. You want to submerge all your equipment and all your bottles in boiling water for at least 60 minutes to kill the bacteria. So now that you've cleaned, sterilized, and sanitized, what can we do during the brewing process to eliminate contaminants? Well, don't put anything that hasn't been cleaned, sterilized, or sanitized in the brew. Don't use that wooden spoon that's harboring all that nasty bacteria. Once the wort cools below 170 degrees, don't add anything else to it. When you put your wort into the fermenter, don't splash it or aerate it. This will induce contaminants. And Charlie Papasan recommends that you don't lager for any more than 2 to 4 weeks because anaerobic bacteria can start to develop. And one of the number 1 areas is boil the water you use to prime the bottles when you bottle. A lot of people just use tap water. Tap water contains minute amounts of bacteria that would just love to get into your beer. So you want to boil it. Boil your sugar water. In conclusion, that we find that many of our problems come from human error, things you and I do. From the places we purchase equipment at and supplies, to insufficient cleaning methods, not sanitizing our equipment, and possibly not reaching our proper temperatures. So how can we improve these techniques? Well, watch your methods. Go to seminars. Take classes. Read books. Learn more about the process. Secondly, watch your temperatures. Boiling water is water that is at least 212 degrees. Your cooking temperatures. Once things drop below 170 degrees, bacteria can form and develop. So be careful what you're doing. We all brew beer. We all enjoy beer. So relax, have a beer. We do it for fun.